Hey, Nat here. Let's see what's making news. Today is the first day of spring, and if you've been out to a park or hung out near some trees, you probably realise it's the time of year when our magpie friends start swooping. But why are they swooping? Well, Kale explains.
The first day of spring. The flowers are blooming, the sky is blue, and the birds are chirping. No, Joe, seriously, what are you doing?
Get out of here.
Forget spring, it's swooping season. Well, technically swooping season actually starts in July and goes through to November. But, you know. It's the time of year where magpies build their nests and raise their young.
Right, Mom!
And the daddy magpies defend their territory from intruders.
Hey, that's my car.
Sorry, mate.
Get over here.
Not every magpie swoops. In fact, only about 10% of them do. But the ones that do will pretty much swoop anything. I'm talking snakes, lizards, dogs, humans walking dogs, dogs walking humans, and even footy players.
So, how do you stay safe? Well, experts say you can whack on a broad brim hat, put on some sunnies, to protect your face, or you can try and stare the magpie down. If you're on a bike, put some cable ties on your helmet, or some fake eyes. If you don't have that, you can just slow down, or hop off your bike entirely, because the magpies are less likely to swoop a slow-moving target. Easy.
Yeah, you keep walking, buddy.
State and federal governments have given COVID rules a bit of a shake-up. Yesterday, National Cabinet decided to relax isolation rules for people with COVID-19. It means most people will only have to isolate for 5 days rather than 7, unless they've still got symptoms. 50 years ago today, the Bureau of Meteorology changed the way it measured temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. It was one of Australia's first steps towards the metric system. Here's Michelle.
Weather forecasts in Australia used to sound a little different.
Temperatures around the nation. Darwin should reach a high of 91, Brisbane 92.
Temperatures were given on the Fahrenheit scale. That 91 degrees was a forecast for a hot summer's day. But on the 1st of September 1972, Australia switched to Celsius, which means the same forecast would be for about 33 degrees.
Degrees Celsius is the modern name for degrees centigrade, and unlike Fahrenheit, it's based on the decimal system.
Celsius is part of the metric system, which includes measurements like kilograms, metres and litres that are all based on multiples of 10. It's also handy because the scale was designed for 0 degrees to be the point water freezes at and 100 degrees is the point water boils at. When the switch first happened, the Weather Bureau had to replace thousands of thermometers and change millions of records. For such a big job, it went pretty smoothly.
I know rainfall wasn't quite as smooth and nor was wind, but temperature seems to have been relatively easy.
Soon after Celsius came along, the metric system took over everywhere in Australia.
Do you know how much you weigh?
Yeah, in pounds I do.
What about metric?
No, I don't know.
I can't visualise metres and centimetres.
Now it's hard to visualise anything else.
What do tomatoes, a coin, and this shape have in common? They're all round. Round. First up to this epic food fight in Spain. The annual Tomatina Festival is back for the first time since COVID, and people here are making the most of it.
We all loved it. We all danced together. We all played together. After 2 years of COVID, this was it.
Now this might look like everyone's favourite dodecagon, but you might have noticed this coin has some special writing on it. It's a code. The coin is a collaboration between the Royal Mint and the Australian Signals Directorate, the government agency that deals with international threats, cybersecurity and, you guessed it, code cracking.
Well, we won't tell you exactly what's on it, but it does have 4 different layers of encoding or encryption.
And finally, what are all these people doing standing about? Well, they're in Windora, Queensland for the International Yabby Races. Of course, yabbies have to run from the middle of this circle all the way to the outside line. Look, I'm going to be real here. I don't think there's any international yabbies competing. Well, it's around about the time we get going. See you around. I'm a genius. I'm a genius.